Yes. Welcome back to another City Extremes to play ratings for that derby day. That's derby day. Not the best of days for us City fans. Obviously, United fans are having a great time in the sense that they won. The bit of controversy with the Premier League, with the referee, stuff like that. There's a lot that went on yesterday, but this one is purely about the player ratings, seeing how our players did. So I think it's going to be an interesting one, actually, because it was a weird performance.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was weird.
Shit, was it?
It wasn't like Southampton. Where Southampton we shit the bed and no one even was asked. It wasn't like that.
No.
So that's why I think today's going to be a weird player ratings.
It is. It's going to be an interesting one. We're going to get into it as always. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. Almost got 100 likes already. Yeah, big up to everyone that has smashed a thumbs up on the stream. It always helps grow the numbers. So please make sure you've hit that thumbs up button for us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Trying to hit that 70,000 subscriber mark. Big up to the guys at One Football for sponsoring today's stream. If you've not already downloaded their app, guys, they've got an app that you can download on your phone, completely for free to download and use. You get all your in-game stats, in-game commentary, team news, transfer rumours. Will City be going in for anyone this January? Where you'll find out rumours and transfer news on the app as well, completely for free. And you do help directly support the channel if you do download it. So we super appreciate everyone that gets on that. And just before we do start, remember, we are going to do the live watch-along of the Tottenham Hotspur versus Arsenal live after this. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's going to be a members-only chat. So if you want to get involved in a conversation, the link to do so is in the description. But it will be free for everyone to come and join us. Right, should we get into it then, Bray? Especially because we are kind of running out of time, because obviously we've got that watch along, man. We need to make sure that we
need to make sure we don't go over. Sometimes it goes over an hour, innit? So we need to make sure we don't be doing that.
Right, let's get into it then. Edison, 90 minutes in the game, made one save, one run out, not successful, 2 high claims, 1 save from inside the box. He had a 91% pass accuracy, misplacing 4 passes. All of them were long balls, and that's pretty much it from him.
He did have the run out. I think we can all remember the run out. That was pure dodge. That
it was a bit weird.
So yeah, Edison there didn't cover himself in glory in that point, but luckily they didn't concede from that. Other than that,
didn't really have
did you have much else to do?
No, I don't really have too much to do. Edison yesterday. Yeah, I don't really think he could have had anything to do with any of the goals. Obviously, the first goal, we're not going to go into all the controversy because it'll take us too long. We've already covered it and everyone's got the same opinion. He's obviously can't do anything for that because he thinks Rashford's probably going to kick the ball, and then all of a sudden Bruno does, so he can't really do anything for that one. And then the second one, again, just...
It's so close in the second one, that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's hard to do anything with that.
I don't really think that he can do anything with that one either. So nothing to do with either of the goals. Yeah, a bit of a dodgy moment, but it didn't lead to a goal. I'm probably just going to give him maybe like a 6.
I was going to give him a 6.
Like I say, it didn't have anything to do with the goals. He had a dodgy moment, but it didn't end in a goal, so you can't really say anything about that. The Xtra Club give him a 5.8, which is sort of in the same sort of situation there. But yeah, I'm probably going to give him a 6. Had says he wasn't average. Okay, fair enough. I mean, there are a couple 5s in there.
To be fair, right? Someone give Edison a 0 in the play ratings, and someone give him a 2. If you take them 2 out of it, it's a 6. So I think it should be a 6.
Yeah.
Like it's just 2 people being a little bit reactionary from the game, I think.
But yeah, that was Edison. Another quiet game, nothing really for him to do. Big gamble, big talking point before the game. Would Kyle Walker start? We wanted him to start, and he did play. Played 90 minutes in the game, had 1 block shot, and he got dribble past once. Only had 1 ground duel, didn't win it. Had 2 aerial duels, did win it. He had 89 passes and misplaced 11. That's an 88% pass accuracy. He made 1 key pass in the game, 4 crosses, all unsuccessful, 4 long balls, 1 successful, and 1 shot off target as well, which was not a bad effort.
It was a good effort, that, as well.
Yeah, it was. You know what, bro? I think obviously you're looking for positives out of the game yesterday, because that's what we need to be doing, looking for positives and looking for improvements. I think Kyle Walker was one of the biggest improvements and biggest sort of talking points coming out of the game, because the last game I did think he looked a little bit unfit. Yesterday I thought he played pretty decent. And it looks to me like he's getting back to his best slowly but surely. And I'm going to take it as a positive, man. I'm going to take it as a positive.
But yeah, it is a positive. He had a good game yesterday. Like he looked a lot better than what he did against Southampton. Obviously, but at Southampton he was playing centre back. He did play good for the second half against Chelsea in the FA Cup, and yesterday he looked good. The only issue that I have is their second goal primarily was down. Well, not just down to him, but not the second goal. Yeah, the second goal it was, wasn't it? Where he I don't know what he's doing, why he pushed up so high, and because of that, we ended up on a 3-on-2 situation and was in the bin. And because obviously Kyle Walker's not getting back. Like he doesn't come into it late into it until Garnacho is just about to assist Rashford. Yeah. So I just think his decision to bomb forward when that happened. Obviously that could be a pep tactic. It could be a thing of everyone's going to carry on playing that way. But I just think he got caught out massively for the second goal.
I think the whole team.
But the whole team
too on it. You know what I mean?
But like I say, other than that's my only one point that I'd say was a rip for him. The rest of the game, I think he looked good.
Yeah, positive. That's good news. We need him back in his sort of his best sort of performances. And yesterday looked a lot better and a lot fitter. So I remember, guys, you've got to remember he's not played that much football. You look at how much football he's played in the last year. He's not played that much, man. So it could take a little bit of time. But I think that was definitely a positive coming out of the game. I'm gonna give him like a 6.7. I'm gonna give him a 6.7.
Yeah,
I think
I was gonna give it a 6.5. So.
Yeah, 6.5, and the Xtra Club have given him a 6.6, so right in the middle there. But yeah, I think that's certainly a positive coming out of the game. Got a couple of super chats coming in here. Make sure you're dropping likes on the stream, guys. Get those likes up for us. Midnight Crisis says, I'm still hurt over this L and how we are currently performing, but we moved. That's what you got to move, innit?
We can't just dwell over this forever. Yeah, you got to move on, innit?
And there were some positives, and we'll continue to talk about them positives as we move through the player ratings. AK says, what you guys make of the Chelsea Mudryk signing?
It's actually mad, you know.
Bro.
It's actually crazy. The guy was twerking for Arsenal so much. Guy used to wear Arsenal pajamas and that, bro. Do you know what I mean? The guy was like a big Arsenal fan, was twerking for Arsenal, even did the prayer thing when Arsenal submitted a bid. He just went, no what? Nah, fuck it. I'll take my chance and go to Chelsea, because in his head he's probably thinking, I don't know if Arsenal will do this deal. And if I just bin off Chelsea, then I won't be able to move from here. So
yeah.
End of the day, it doesn't matter who you support. It's your career, not which team you're a fan of. Do you know what I mean? You don't just get Arsenal. Arsenal don't just have Arsenal fans. Do you know what I mean? You got to just get the players from anywhere. So I back it, man. I back it. It's an expensive one. I see a lot of people crying about it because of the amount of money that they're paying, 100 million. But I think it's broken down into some add-ons in there. Also, I seen Edison say that isn't the financial fair play thing. Isn't it immortalised over the years of the contract? He's got an 8.5-year contract.
Yeah.
That is insane. So if it's immortalised over that period, then that's how they're getting away with it.
JV says, everything aside, this team has done incredible things in the past seasons. I urge all City fans to support our team, man. They need us most right now. Come on, City. A very positive super chat there from Jay. Leo Messi with a 4 says, yesterday I said we were not robbed. Watch the match back, and now I'm saying we were robbed. 100%. VAR is trash.
Oh yeah, Leo Messi, you're the one. You was the big backer of it being an actual offside, not being an offside, and it all being a legit goal. I remember yesterday.
Yeah, I think most people, once they watch it back, agree with that. And ALX, yes, welcome back to the Extra Club. I appreciate the support. Hopefully see you in the Arsenal versus Spurs live watch along.
Also, right. Halo, he became an Extra Club member before the stream started.
Go on, lad.
Yes, Halo.
Big up Halo. Right, let's move to Manuel Akanji. Played 90 minutes in the game yesterday. 2 blocked shots, 2 interceptions. He cleared 1 off the line, apparently.
Yeah, that's one where Edison ran out.
Oh, right, okay, cool. 2 ground duels, 2 won. 4 aerial duels, won 2 of them. Lost possession 9 times. 119 touches with 109 passes, misplaced 8 of them. That's a 93% pass accuracy. 1 cross, unsuccessful, not surprisingly. And 4 long balls, 1 successful. Big game for Akanji, because of course he had a lot to do with both of the goals. For the first one, he played Rashford on side, brilliant defending, and I feel really sorry for him on that one, because if you look at it, it kind of makes it. Yeah. He made him look a bit shit, but he's done the right thing. He's played him offside. The line was perfect. He'd done nothing wrong.
He did really well, because he noticed. He actually comes out and says it. You know what I mean, he noticed where Rashford was, so steps forward to play him offside.
Yeah,
rightly so.
He done well there. The second goal, he needs to do better. He's let Rashford go. You know what I mean? He doesn't know where he is. But I think on the whole, promising performance.
I think he had a good game. I think it was just like that one moment, another one moment from that second goal. I think Akanji had a good game. He was trying to make things happen. Yeah, some of his crosses were a bit arse, but that's just the way it is with Akanji. You know what I mean, you're not going to get like the accuracy of a Stones or a Laporte kind of thing. Like, but he was trying to play out from the bar, and he looked good to me. Yeah,
no, I think he's sort of, his form is slightly improved. Like I say, it's a little bit disappointing with the second goal, but other than that, obviously it's a big moment, so it's a bit disappointing. But other than that, he did have a good game. I'm gonna give him a 6, man. I'm gonna give him a 6.
I'm gonna give him a 7.
Yeah, I can't give him a 7, but when he was at fault for the second goal. But I think he had a good game, and it's good that he's sort of come back.
Well, you give Walker a 6.7. And he was partly at fault for the second goal as well.
I think that's more like a tactical thing. There's still a lot that's happened since he was at the pitch. Ake could have stopped the cross. Akanji's let his man go. I think for me, it's just more important that when you're in the box and the cross is coming in, you've got to make sure that you're on.
Right, he did block the first one. He blocked number 1. He took it to the face, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? He blocked the first one with his face.
The Xtra Club have given him a 6.8, so that's what we're at with Akanji. But yeah, I think he's got back to somewhere around his best. Let's move on then with Ake. 90 minutes played in the game, 1 clearance, 1 block shot, 1 tackle, 2 ground duels, won 1 of them, 2 aerial duels, didn't win any of them. 106 passes, 102 were successful. That's a 96% pass accuracy, and long balls 7. And 5 misplaced. That's Nathan Ake's stats for you. Again, bit of a, could he have done slightly better on the second goal, stopping the cross from Garnacho, possibly. Other than that, pretty solid game. You get what you get with Ake. You know what I mean? Like he's pretty much done not much wrong there for me. You know what I mean? He's pretty like for me. Like I would have took Ake off at some point and put Laporte on because his build-up play isn't good enough. But in terms of like what he actually did, he's done nothing wrong. Like he's done nothing wrong. He had a good game for me.
Yeah, I think Ake was chill.
But I do think him being in there with that lack of build-up play is an issue when it's him and Akanji.
Yeah, but I think Pep's probably looked at it and gone, well, these played in the 6-3, so they're good enough to start in this game, and maybe Laporte, with him starting the last 2 games previously, he was thinking, we'll give Laporte a rest for this one, these 2 can do it. And he's a good defender. So I backed playing him. I was fine with Ake being in the team. And yeah, I think he was chill, bro.
Yeah, I think he was chill as well, and I think he's a brilliant defender. It's just he's just not got that. He can't really dribble into the midfield like Stones Laporte can do. He's not got those passes that Stones Laporte can do, and it just feels like that was clearly a huge issue yesterday. If you look at Ake's passes, most of them would have just been to Akanji or to Cancelo, and I just think you needed a little bit more, especially with us struggling to get the ball forward to our attacking players. Like I said, that's not really too much of a criticism on him because that's him. He's not got that ability. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. What he did do yesterday is standard Ake performance. So I think he played well. I'm gonna give him a 6.7.
I was just gonna give him a 7, same as what I give Akanji.
Yeah, the Xtra Club give him a 6.7 as well, so I'm on with the Xtra Club there, 6.7. No, he's not helping in the build-up play, Gio Mattec. He's not, but I ain't going to criticise him for that, because he's never helped us in the build-up. He will never help us in the build-up play. So if that becomes an issue, that's a Pep Guardiola issue, not an Ake issue.
You can't negatively rate Ake for not helping in the build-up play.
No, you can't.
He's not there to do that. He's there to help you defensively, and that's what he does.
No, you're absolutely right. You can't negatively impact Ake because we all know he's not got that in his locker. So it is an issue for me, and I would have put him off for Laporte, who I think would have helped us with the build-up. But ultimately, that is a Pep Guardiola decision, and that's something that if you think that's wrong, then you need to impact his rating, Pep Guardiola, when we come on to him. João Cancelo, bit of a mad game for him yesterday. 90 minutes played, 3 clearances, got dribbled past once, 10 ground duels, won 5 of them, 3 aerial duels, won 2 of them, 99 touches and 76 passes, had a passing accuracy of 83%, 1 key pass, 2 crosses, 1 successful, 1 long ball, unsuccessful. He had 5 dribbles, 3 of them were successful. I think he had a really, really weird, curious game.
I think Cancelo was actually good.
I agree.
I genuinely think, I see Alex say he's garbage and people slandering him and that. I think he was actually good. It was just that one moment of where he bombed it forward again and then they got it past him. which he does every single time, and it's just something that he clearly isn't learning from, and it's something that either that he's not learning from it, or the club aren't picking up on it and showing him afterwards that he shouldn't be doing this. I cannot
believe that, given how many times this has happened, someone at the football club
hasn't said to him, stop doing this. But why does he keep doing it then? Like, he does it all the time. Man full sends in, completely misses it, and then they get on the attack, and then there's massive spacing behind him. It is bad. It is bad when he does that.
But
on the whole,
can I point out something? If this is something that isn't being brought up in training or like in individual coaching, is this again rather different to rather similar to Ake in the sense that he can't build up? Do we just have to accept that this is just what Cancelo does? Because the difference is clearly. Surely to God, the club or the coaches are not bringing this up to Cancelo. Otherwise, you would have seen this stop happening. So, so surely we can't keep blaming Cancelo if someone at the club isn't raising it to him.
But I think it is a tactical thing. Because we see it on the other side when Fernandinho, he's done it before. Do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Against Real Madrid, he did it there and created a goal, but then also got binned by Vinicius and conceded a goal because of it. Do you remember? Mm-hmm. So like that's something that the fullbacks do in this side. So I think it's the system.
Just saying every time you see a goal, there's like a 50% chance Cancelo's dived in.
But then is that more of now a Pep thing that we have to look at and say, why are you doing this? Because it's leaving him out to dry in that sense, because he's pressing just like he's being told to do, and then they're just getting past him, and this happens. Yeah, sometimes it works and you win the ball back early, but when it doesn't, it's punishing us. Yeah. Heavily, because more than often than not, we concede from it, and we always have a look at it. So
it is an interesting one.
It is interesting, but on the whole,
it's clearly not going to stop, bro. Because otherwise,
it's not going to stop. On the whole, I thought he had a decent game. Just like Kyle Walker had a decent game. I think Cancelo had a decent game. I think it's positive signs from both full backs.
I agree.
And I think we'll start from this game onwards. I think it will be a start of Cancelo being back in the side.
Yeah, I think positive performance from both of them is probably the accurate way of describing it. Player rating then for Cancelo. I mean, again, he has gone forward, but there's more stuff that's happened, rather than just that. So for me, I think a positive performance. I probably again give him something like a 6.8.
I was going to give the exact same 6.5 like I give Walker in it. I was just going to give the exact same. Both sound about the same. Both fullbacks the same. And both forwards had good games. I could probably give Cancelo a bit more in the sense that Cancelo did more going forward, I think. He was trying to make things happen, do you know what I mean, at times. Driving into the midfield and stuff, so... You know what I mean?
The Xtra Club give him a 6.5, so again, sort of in the same sort of area there.
Yeah, 7's fine. A 7's fine as well. Like, you know what I mean? We're all in the same kind of ballpark.
Yeah, Lionel Messi says, I'm eating peanut butter sandwiches. Big up, lad. You know what I mean? Get that protein, healthy fats.
I ain't ever had a peanut butter sandwich.
No, I've never had a peanut butter sandwich.
I've had peanut butter on like a rice cracker thing, innit?
Yeah, I've had that.
I ain't ever had a peanut butter sandwich. Like, but to be fair though, I don't know where Lionel Messi is from, and I'm going to guess from the UK, innit? Or somewhere, but there's... in America, they have peanut butter and jam, don't they? They call it peanut butter and jelly. Yeah. Peanut butter and jam, like on like toast or whatever.
Yeah,
it's pretty weird, that, isn't it?
Right, let's keep moving. Remember, guys, make sure you're dropping a like on the stream, man. We are 30 likes away from 200. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you are new, and download the One Football app. The link is in the description, guys. Completely free app to download. You super help support the channel as well. Get all your in-game stats, match commentary, transfer news, transfer rumours, and much, much more, including City Extra articles live on the One Football app. Help support the channel, man. Get it downloaded. Right, let's move into midfield. Rodri, 90 minutes played, 116 touches of the ball, 108 passes, 94% pass accuracy, 1 key pass, 9 long balls, 8 successful, 1 dribble, successful, 4 ground duels, 2 successful, didn't win his only aerial duel though, and yeah, made a couple interceptions there as well. I thought he had a really solid game. I thought he proved to me that he's better than Casemiro in that game, despite Casemiro getting the offside assist. I thought he was absolutely,
he was incredible. He was incredible. I feel like this is the one game where it's come out and we're seeing like post World Cup. We've seen like the best version of Rodri we've seen since the World Cup. Mm-hmm. So honestly, I think he had a solid game and I have nothing to complain about.
No, I completely agree.
Nothing to complain about with Rodri.
I'm just going to give him. I'm going to give him 7.5. I'm going to give him 7.5, something like that. I think he had a good game. I think he was solid.
I think he was good. I think 7.5. I think I'll go with that.
Yeah, the Xtra Club give him an 8. So I could probably
go with an 8 as well. I think that's pretty chill.
Well, there we go. Right, let's move on to Bernardo Silva next. 90 minutes played in the game for Bernardo Silva. 68 passes with an 84% pass accuracy. 5 crosses, all unsuccessful. 1 shot blocked. 2 dribbles, 1 successful. He won 3 out of his 7 ground duels and won 1 out of his 2 aerial duels. Made a few tackles as well. I think, funny enough, I actually genuinely believe that Bernardo Silva was a little bit part of the problem yesterday. And the reason I think that is because of our centre-backs. You've seen Bernardo Silva dropping so deep where he's level with our centre-backs. And therefore, the only forward passes we had was Rodri and KDB. That means that Manchester United really closed down the spaces and we couldn't get the ball forward. And I do feel that was part of the problem. I feel like if he was further pushed up the pitch, I think we could have potentially created a few more chances with there being another man in that sort of attacking position. It didn't really work out like that though, and I do think that was part of the problem by playing Ake and Akanji. Having said that, you know what I mean, again, that's not really his fault, that's more of a tactical situation, so I can't really blame him too much for that. He made a few dodgy decisions. I mean, his crosses were awful. He had a shot when he really should have played it. I think it was Foden. And he just,
I forgot about that. Yeah, Bernardo's in a weird. I don't know what it is with Bernardo and Gundo, but they're in a weird mode at the moment where I don't like we said before the game, they can't hold down that place.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, and obviously it's easy to say, but I do think Gundogan might have been the better option yesterday.
I think Gundogan would have helped us transitionally a lot better with Bernardo sitting a lot deeper.
100%.
I'd like to see the end of that. Bernardo sitting as deep as he was yesterday. Like sometimes Bernardo was at like a centre back.
Well,
I get it, but
yeah, you're only going to see that though, bro, when it's Ake and Akanji, because when it's Stones or you get Laporte in there, I don't think
Pep just trusts, because basically it becomes a double pivot.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
So when you, I think maybe when you've got like your Diaz's, your Stones, and you put your Laportes, maybe Pep trusts that back four more, so you don't need the double pivot. Mm-hmm. Because Bernardo's there protecting the
players know as well. Like if Ake and Akanji, there was moments in the game, especially in the first half, where Ake and Akanji and the fullbacks were just passing it to each other like for 2 minutes, and like the players are like, shit, I'm gonna have to go and help him out here and get the ball off him. That's what Bernardo was doing. But then it left us with only Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne forward, and that was part of the problem, especially in the first half, that we just weren't getting the ball forward quick enough. And when we did get the ball, it was too slow, and they were getting tackled or pressured. So yeah, for me, again, this all just comes back to the centre-back partnership for me. I'm going to give Bernardo, I'm going to just give him a 6, man. You know what I mean? I don't, he's not having a good season. He's not having a good season, Bernardo, in my opinion.
No, I agree. It doesn't help when he comes out with all these like comments and that, innit? Because when if he was having a 6 season and he comes out with the comments, you can kind of say, yeah, well, fair, he's still focusing on his football. But then when he's up and down like the way he is, it's not very good. But yeah, I feel like Bernardo would suit it a lot better, and I think he'd look a lot better just as a whole when we've got Stones and Laporte in or Diaz in, because that allows Bernardo to not have to do all this extra work to go backwards, and he can actually positively impact the game going forwards.
Yeah, that's what you want. Similar to other comments that we've made, again, I'm not really negatively impacting Bernardo for doing that. I think that's probably a tactical thing or something that he's felt is needed to do, but him doing that does negatively impact our team going forward. I mean, and no one can disagree with that, because ultimately you've lost a midfielder. You've lost a midfielder, so when you're trying to get the ball forward, you've got one less player in that position. So no one can disagree with that, and that is something that you have to do when you're playing Ake and Akanji, and that's the risk of playing Ake and Akanji. They simply don't have the build-up, and that's why I'm begging for a Stones-Laporte combination, because I need that build-up back, and I think that will automatically help us going forward. But yeah, there we are. That's Bernardo. They actually probably give him a 5.7 there. Yeah. So there you go. Roll up with a 2. Says Bernardo has become an empty possession merchant. I think that's probably just due to the positional play, I think, roll up. But this is probably one of his worst seasons so far in a City shirt. It's just, I don't really get the same sort of, well, obviously we know he's not happy, and that's probably impacting him a little bit, but I just don't get that sort of vibe that things are going right with him. So yeah, I mean, I think most people agree that he's probably going to be gone in the summer anyway.
He has to be.
But even if he is, we need him to perform for the rest of the season, because he's a crucial part of this squad. But there you go, Bernardo Silva. Let's move on to Kevin De Bruyne. 90 minutes played yesterday. Got an assist, which was a great assist, by the way. Great cutback. He had 61 touches, 43 passes, 72% pass accuracy, 1 key pass and 1 big chance, 5 crosses, 2 successful. He made 1 dribble not successful, won 2 out of his 5 ground duels, lost possession 20 times and made a tackle as well. I mean, not to repeat everything that I've just said, but I think that one of the problems yesterday is that we weren't getting the ball through to Kevin De Bruyne quick enough. And that was due to, for me, the centre-back partnership and the build-up play. When Kevin was getting on the ball yesterday, I thought he was doing okay. I thought he made things happen. He got a great assist, but I just don't think we got him on the ball enough, quickly enough, and in the right positional areas on the football pitch. So that's my thoughts on Kevin De Bruyne.
Well, I think he was all right. Obviously, he got himself an assist. We're still not seeing the best of Kev at this moment in time. Like I say, I think going through all these systems and that, and the Chile were too reliant on Kev, and maybe some players just think, yeah, pass it to Kev, or we have to pass it to Kev to get an assist. Do you know what I mean?
But yesterday that was true because Bernardo was so deep. He was literally the only option.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying that, but I mean, like, sometimes I just think like players need to take a little bit more of a risk. Like, you know what I mean? You try a worldie pass. Sometimes it does come off. Just try it at least once. You know what I mean? I know you're not Kev and that, but just try and force it a little bit, especially when at this moment in time we're not creating a lot of chances. But he did get an assist. I felt sorry for him again because it reminded me of the 0-0 United game. Since that game, I always say Kev can't be isolated. But yet again, Kev's just isolated in the midfield because you got CDM, Rodri, and Kev. Mm-hmm. So then basically Kev, what Kev ends up doing is kind of what our system is at the moment, is he pushes up close to Haaland. But it just wasn't working. And then, but if Bernardo's in there, it helps that. Because if Bernardo's actually in the midfield, it'd help that. Like Gundogan, if he was there, he'd be in the midfield and he'd have been helping out Kev because he'd have that extra man to like pass the ball around to. But like I say, and that all leads up into build-up play. So
I mean, we made it easy for United yesterday because we isolated Kev. We isolated Kev, therefore you isolate Haaland. It's no surprise, you know what I mean? So you have to get another player in that attacking midfielder space who can create and who will cause danger. And then you have to get the ball to them quickly. And with that kind of Akanji, you're not going to do that. You're just simply not going to do it. And that was severely evident in that first half especially. Player rating then for Kevin De Bruyne, got a great assist. I thought he did all right when he was on the ball. I don't think he did too much wrong. It was just a shame that we didn't get him on the ball enough in the good areas.
I was going to say 7. And I can't give him a 7 because I give Walker and I give Akanji a 7. And I say 7.5.
Yeah, I'm going to give him I'm going to give him a 7.7. I'm going to give him a 7.7. The Xtra Club are going completely different though. They've gone a lot lower. They've given him a 6.2. So a 6.2 there.
I think that one of the issues with Kev is he's set the bar so high that when he's not reaching them levels that we know he can, it makes himself look worse.
Mm-hmm. But I think you have to separate that between, does he have a bad performance or is he just not getting the ball? And I just don't think he was getting him the ball in the good areas yesterday. I think sometimes he plays, and yeah, he does have a bad performance, but I don't think yesterday he had a bad performance. I just don't think we'd given the ball enough. So we didn't really see him on the ball where we wanted to see him. But that's my view on it anyway. Yeah, bit of a variance there. Looks like we don't really agree on that one, guys. E-Ink with a 2 says another midfielder who is actually creative. I'm guessing you mean transfer. You want someone in there. So I guess that's what he means.
Yeah, I don't see us going for another midfielder in the January transfer window because I think we're going to full send for Bellingham.
Yeah,
in the summer
we are getting Perone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and as well, he's not a CFG signing. Apparently, he's a club signing. So the City are going to try him. We're training with the first team, so that interesting to see what happens. Obviously, we don't get him until February, is it, when their season ends?
Yeah, February. Apparently,
but you never know. We might make some signings in January. I don't see it as personally. We're halfway through January already. Unless after this weekend they decide, right, okay, let's switch it up and let's go get a winger. And I'd like that for a bit of excitement about it, do you know what I mean? And it shows a bit of intent to refresh.
I guess it depends on how they view the season, bro.
Yeah, we are still second, so they might not view it as bad as what...
We are second, but we're not like a good second. You know what I mean?
We're on the wrong end of second, if that makes sense. Like, we're second, but it's like we're clutching on to second. Like, do you know what I mean? We're holding on tight here, but it's slipping away because the performances aren't matching someone who deserves to be second.
Yeah, no, there we go. Umar, no offence, you guys are deluded with your ratings. Cheers, bro. Thanks.
Cheers, Umar, mate. I appreciate it. £1.79.
Right, let's move on. Let's move on to the wingers. Here we go. Let's go Riyadh first. Riyadh Mahrez in hot form. Didn't really see any of that yesterday. 90 minutes played. He made 53 passes, 87% pass accuracy, 2 crosses, 1 successful, 12 ground duels, 8 successful, 1 aerial duel not successful. Won a few fouls off Malacia. And that's pretty much it. Quiet day, and again, I think
it's a quiet day for Mahrez.
You've got to move the ball quicker. You've got to get the ball moving quicker, and you've got to get the ball to your attacking players quicker. And we didn't do that yesterday. Therefore, every time that Mahrez was getting the ball, most of the time Malacia was on him. You've got to get that ball moving quicker. We've got to get the ball forward to Kevin quicker, to our wingers quicker. By the time yesterday, most of the time we was getting the ball forward. We were just on the edge of the box, and they were man for man on us. You know what I'm saying? So, there's no surprise to me that Mahrez didn't really do much yesterday, because we just moved the ball too slow.
Yeah, I think when the ball goes out to Mahrez, a lot of the time he had his back to where Malacia was. Malacia was going through the back of him all the time. I don't know how Malacia didn't get carded in that game. I think he made something like 6 fouls. I think every single one of them must have been on Mahrez. He
4 fouls apparently.
What do you say?
4 fouls.
Apparently. 4 fouls. Yeah. Still, he should have. Malacia should have 100% got a yellow card in that game. Mahrez was good in the build up to the goal. Really good in that.
Yeah.
He put a really good ball in behind for Kevin De Bruyne.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that happen a few times now, or he at least tries it quite a lot with Kev. But other than that, like I say, quiet day.
Yeah, there you go. Player ratings, 6.5.
6.5, yeah. Ooh.
6.5.
Snap.
Didn't do anything, but he did put the key pass in for the goal, so you have to give him credit for that. So yeah, 6.5 for Mahrez. Massum, by the way, Xtra Club give him a 6.3. Big up to the Xtra Club. Massum says City won't win the Premier League this year, too inconsistent.
We are very inconsistent.
Geordie Pardy says, I'm weirdly excited for the North London derby. Come on, you Spurs. If Arsenal win the league, I'll be happy for Zinni and Gabby. Focus on the Champions League, in my opinion. Obviously, we are doing the watch along after this in 20 minutes, so make sure you join us for that. I think the focus on the UCL, I think it's premature saying that yet, because we don't play the first leg for another 4 Premier League games. So I'd wait.
A lot could happen in that time.
Yeah, but if we get to that Leipzig game and we're like 12 points, 13, 14, 15 points, whatever it can be.
Oh, just full send top 4 in Champions League,
full send top 4, full send FA Cup and full send Champions League.
Yeah, because you basically at that point you've got to start prioritising your games, and then because obviously with the fixture build up, and I think you have to start prioritising these Champions League games. If we're 12 points behind, obviously during that time until that Leipzig game, we played Tottenham twice, and Arsenal once.
Yeah.
So
and Aston Villa and Wolves.
So yeah. So it could be in the bin by that point.
But I'd say focus on UCL now is probably a little bit premature. Wait until let's see where
a lot can happen.
Lionel Messi says Newcastle United are now joint on points with us. Yeah,
they're not. They're 1 point behind us, aren't they?
Oh, are they? There we go. Misinformation from Lionel Messi. What's going on, Bray? What's with the misinformation?
They're 1 point behind us, and they've played an extra game.
Yeah, there we go. Right, let's go over to Phil Foden on the left-hand side. 57 minutes played for him. 15 touches, 12 passes in 57 minutes. 1 misplaced, that's a 92% pass accuracy. 1 ground duel, not won. 1 aerial duel, won. 4 times lost possession and 2 offsides. I thought it was shit, to be honest with you.
Haaland?
Foden.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was Foden.
I thought it was shit, like offsides when he didn't need to be offside. Just,
Foden was awful.
Something's not right.
Something ain't right with Foden. Something
not right, man.
He doesn't really back himself to beat his man. And he was so many times in that game, he was non-existent.
Yeah.
Bro, how many times were we saying, where is Phil Foden? And you couldn't even see him. Like, the City players are passing the ball about. And then the thing is, you need Foden because if Bernardo's tracking back, you need Foden to be involved, or else you've got a big gap, a massive gap. So Cancelo, he's there. Cancelo's there. He's popping in and getting involved in that, but the ball just never seems to be going out to Phil Foden. I remember there's times where we've got the ball, and there's like a gap on the left-hand side, and I'm thinking, yes, pass the ball to Foden. You couldn't see him on the screen, but it's because he wasn't there. He was actually stood right next to Haaland in that really congested area. So it just wasn't it for Phil. He was missing for most of the game, but it was a rip. It was a rip. Something maybe I know we always blame the system. Maybe it is something with the system. Maybe this is because he was inverting to help Cancelo get space on the wing. But if Cancelo goes inside, then Foden should then come back out to the wing.
You know something actually that yesterday. Now this doesn't quite. I guess it could do. You know, yesterday after the game, we was like, well, I was like, but you agreed. We need like a full shake up, like completely change it.
Yeah, switch up.
If you didn't want to completely change the system, but you did want to change a few things, I'd run Foden and Kevin in the middle with Grealish left wing and Mahrez right wing. I'd run it.
I mean, to be fair, yeah,
you get more creativity than Bernardo and Gundogan, and you get him in the midfield. What's his natural position?
And Bernardo and Gundogan exactly being like the most inspiring in that spot.
That's a way that you could. You're not full sending a different change.
It's a slight change. It's just a slight change that might work.
More creativity. You're getting more assists, more goals. You're putting Kevin in his natural position. Grealish seems to be hitting some sort of form recently.
He's doing well recently, Grealish.
So you're getting him there. And someone in the chat then says as well, you put him in midfield, you're forcing Phil Foden to get involved. When he's out on the wing, you can sort of just be like, oh, well, I'm fucking just on the wing, I'm not getting involved. If you're in the middle of the park, then you've got to get involved, you've got to force it a little bit. So for me, if you didn't want to full send like a 4-4-2 driller or completely change up the system, then that is one change that you could do, which should be promising. It will definitely help us be more creative, and you are getting Phil back in his natural position that he 100% wants to be in. He doesn't want to be a winger, Phil. He wants to play in the middle. That's his position. So I'd get him in there and just run it. Run him in Kev. Because at the end of the day, guys, there's no point in just keep saying, oh, no, you can't do something like that. We just need to keep, we need to change something. And whether you full send a driller or like a 4-4-2 or you just do a little change like this, which could have a big impact, you have to change it. We can't just carry on just running the same thing over and over again. Because it's not just going to go boom and start working. Like, you've got to change something up.
Yeah, something needs to change. We can't just continue like this and just pray it goes right.
I'd full send Kevin Foden in the middle, me, bro. I would.
I'd like it. I'd like to see a bit of a change. Rating wise, then for Foden, I think I'm going to give like a 5.
I'm a little lower than that, man. I think that's too generous, bro. I think you're generous there, bro.
I think I am being generous.
Generous Geordie, innit? I'm going to go...
Generous Geordie.
I'm going to go...
He was shit.
I'm going to give him a 3.
He was shit.
There was a couple of times when a good ball was played to him on the wing and he was offside, and it's just poor. And he had 12 passes in 57 minutes.
That's dead as well.
Just didn't see him. He was ghosting the game.
The thing that shows you is when Grealish came on the pitch, he instantly looked better. Instantly looked better.
He did.
Instantly getting involved.
And it pains me to say this, yeah, but that's just how I feel. But for me, I've said this for a while now. I think we need to get him in the midfield. I think his time on the left wing is coming to an end. He needs to be a midfielder. That's his position. And I'd full send him and Kev. And at the end of the day, people who say, nah, I don't like that. What have we got to lose? We've won 2 in 5 Premier League games. Yeah. We're falling away in this title race. What is there to lose? Full send it and see what happens. And if it's shit, put it back on the wing. I ain't got a problem with that. But we need to try something different. Yeah. So I'd full send that. And the Xtra Club give him a 4.6.
Yeah.
So there we go. Dave Rocky, yes. In fact, roll up, says City don't have the wingers to keep playing a 4-3-3. I potentially agree with that. I potentially do agree with that. We don't have the wingers, man, but...
I think 4-3-3 is suited to more pacey wingers, like... I feel like when you're running that formation, if you can get some pacey wingers that can hold the width, that's sick.
Or really attacking fullbacks who can get down the byline. And we have Cancelo who inverts and Kyle Walker, who, as per his stats, can't cross a ball.
Yeah, cannot cross a ball. Although he can have one good shot a season, and he used that yesterday, although he was wide.
Dave Rocky with a 5. Seen people lately on Twitter saying Foden is the next Dele Alli. I think it's way too early to judge him. I hope he improves soon. I think you need to get him in the midfield, mate. You need to get him in the midfield. That is by far his best position. Now, if you get him there, it might be a bit rusty at first. He's not properly played that position consistently since his academy days. But he's a special player in that position. And I think when you need a team that's not creating chances, and the only options in that midfield right now are Gundogan and Bernardo, because obviously you're playing Kev, I think why not run Foden? Why not run it?
It's a very simple change.
It's a simple change,
and it's also one of the things of you may as well run it. You may as well try it.
Exactly. You've got nothing to lose right now. So there we go. That's Phil Foden. Let's move on to Erling Haaland. Then 90 minutes played. He had an XG of 0.16. So obviously not great. 1 shot off target, 1 shot blocked, 15 passes, 93% pass accuracy. 1 ground duel, didn't win it. He won 2 out of his 3 Aerial duels, also made a clearance. I actually thought some of his build-up play dropping a little bit deeper.
I thought it was all right.
Pretty good. But as we mentioned when we spoke about Kevin, we didn't give Kevin the service he needed to give Haaland the service, and therefore Haaland had no service. So
I always find it mad how you can go from like having every single like loads of chances, right? Absolutely loads of chances in a season, and we always complain about no one there to put them away because we don't have an actual striker. To then this season, because we've players that we've sold because of system changes, now we don't create any chances, and we've got one of the world's best goal scorers in world football.
Well, we've said everyone knows you stop getting the service to Haaland, then you stop Haaland.
Yeah.
And that's what and annoyingly we made it easier for them yesterday to do that by playing Bernardo so deep. So that's a little bit of a frustrating situation. You stop KDB because ultimately he was our only real attacking threat yesterday. You stop Haaland, and that's what's happened. The calculator gives him a 6.
The calculator gives him a 6.
I give him a 6. I can't negatively.
The thing is, you can't
no chances.
If he had chances, maybe something good would have happened, but he didn't do anything negative. And when he was dropping deep, he was actually trying to make things happen. Mm-hmm. His link-up play was actually decent, which is something that people have always said they didn't like. It was frustrating because he was dropping deep, but he couldn't just sit up top because he was not getting anything.
Yeah. And
him dropping deep, I think that's what Pep will be trying to force into his game a lot more, because that's what Harry Kane does. That's exactly what Pep wanted. So yeah. I reckon you'll see that a lot more from Haaland in certain games anyway. But I think 6 is a chiller, and that rating calculator thing, I stick as gospel with that because it's sick.
Yeah, the Xtra Club give him a 5.7, so a little bit lower, but there you go. 0 shots on target, Adam. But you tell me a chance that he had. Is that his fault? If he didn't get a chance, it's not his fault, is it? You know what I'm saying? So I can't negatively impact the guy because we didn't give him the service. You need to give him service, and right now this team is not creating chances, and that's why I would run Foden, Kev, because ultimately that you're getting more attacking threat. We need to, at the moment for me, we need to get back to scoring goals. We need to get back to a team that creates chances that teams are scared of us playing, right? So for me, you look at the 3 options you've got in midfield, because right now I think you have to run. I know people will be like, nah, I play Grealish in the mid, but for me, you have to play Grealish left wing because Foden's not doing it at left wing. So you've only got the options in midfield, Gundogan, Bernardo and Foden, because Kev's playing anyway. So for a team that needs to create, you're going to have to run Foden there. Then the other question is, okay, do you play Mahrez, who's been in good form, or do you full send an Alvarez driller, who's not a natural right winger but can get inside the penalty area? Maybe you could do that. Obviously the balance is not going to quite be there, but you're getting a little bit more attacking threat, maybe a bit more speed, a bit more directness. Like, come on, man, you got to give Haaland chances. I can't be giving Haaland a 4 or a 5 when he didn't even get a chance. That's not fair, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Jeff, yes, but Jeff with a 5
Jeff
says, I think more importantly, we need Haaland and Alvarez to play together. He's been the best at linking midfield and attack. Well, the problem is Jeff, what do you do? How do you get them in? Is it a 4-4-2? Is it a 3-5-2? Is it a 4-3-3 with Alvarez just playing right wing and sort of inverting and coming inside?
Yeah.
It's a very, very difficult one. Maybe you know, Mahrez has been in hot form, but maybe you have to sacrifice Mahrez and put Alvarez in there. I don't know. You need to do something, though. And this is what Pep needs to be working out.
Yeah, something got to give, innit?
Something's got to give. Messi with a 4 says, in other news, Liverpool fans says enough is enough. Klopp after Brighton 3, Liverpool 0. Well, to be honest with you, mate, I'm a bit annoyed with myself because I knew Brighton were going to beat Liverpool. Liverpool had no players. They were all injured, and Brighton are sick. Brighton are 16. It was obvious that Liverpool were losing that game. I don't know, it's easy for me to say now, but I knew they was going to win. Like, Brighton are a sick team.
Is he called De Zerbi?
De Zerbi, yeah, he's class manager.
He's got on playing absolutely incredible football as well. It's nice to watch.
Yeah, it's good football.
It's genuinely nice to watch. Like, it's not like they're just playing sick and they're on sick form and they just play a certain way. They play mint football. Like, honestly, Brighton on a hype at the moment.
Like, bro, can you believe? If you said at the start of the season, you're pretty much halfway through the year, and Chelsea are 10th and Liverpool are 9th. That's just fucking mad, isn't it? It's crazy.
It's weird, isn't it?
You know what? And you've got to give City some credit here, because we've been shit this season and we're hanging in by a thread.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. We're clutching on to this second spot by literally a thread. Newcastle and United are both 1 point behind us. A slip up like this, and we've got to play Tottenham twice. A slip up like that, and we're down to 4th.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This second place, it's getting a bit a little bit way.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, we fell off and we're still second. Liverpool and Chelsea fell off, and they're mid-table sides.
I feel like we fell off, but we're clutching onto the edge of the cliff. They fell down that cliff, bro.
Yeah, they are.
Do you know what I mean? They're at the bottom of that cliff.
Leng with a 9 says, I hate to say this, but I hope we keep losing, so Pep and the board forced to sign pace and winger. A pace winger and a left back. Well, hopefully we don't need to lose. Hopefully
we don't need to lose for that. They should be seeing that already.
To do it. They need a left back and they need a pacey winger. And Dave with a 10 says, I agree, guys. Need to start filling midfield. Gundogan isn't getting any younger, and it's clear Bernardo's head is elsewhere. He played sideways passage yesterday a lot. Played fill midfield, Jack left wing. And that's another good point. You know, look at the long-term future. Phil Foden is a long-term player at City, but Gundogan and Bernardo aren't for different reasons.
Yeah.
And we need chances. We need to create chances. You need to get creative players in that midfield, because otherwise this will keep on happening. Like, for me now, I'm literally in the sort of situation where I'm just full send every game. Play your most attacking team in every game. Because ultimately, if this team starts to click a little bit going forward, we will start scoring goals.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the moment, we're not, and we're conceding goals. So it's a recipe for disaster, because we're not scoring goals and we're conceding goals at the other end. So for me, I'd be like, let's focus on just outscoring the opposition. And, you know, we might see some mad games. We might concede 3 goals, 4 goals in a game. You know what I mean? But if we start scoring, once you start scoring, then you can start working, solidifying that defence a little bit more. And then hopefully we can start to put something together. But for me, I have to go back to a team that starts attacking, that is free-flowing, that has confidence going forward, and mainly is getting goals. And that will then breed confidence. Yeah. Start getting a few wins, because you will start winning games if you score goals. You know what I mean? You might be conceding a few, but you will start winning. And then that'll breed confidence. You'll get some momentum. Let's build a 2, 3. Because this is where we're at. We need to be building a 2-match winning streak, 3-match. People talk about a 15, 20-match winning streak. Be quiet on that. We're nowhere near that. We need to be doing 2, 3, 4. Can we get a 5-match winning streak? Then we start talking. But right now, we're talking 2 to 3-match winning streaks, because that's where we're at. And we won't do that unless we score goals. So we need to full send it, man.
Yeah, well, you can't score goals without creating chances. We don't do that.
I know.
Dave Rocky again with a 5 says, why do our players always play safe? Need risk takers, man. Not saying going all out attack, just need to take risks at times. Not safe and sideways. I agree with that. Feel like a lot of players are just happy to recycle the possession and keep going. But
let me answer that question. Why do we do that? Because you've got Ake on the pitch, who doesn't want to do what you're asking, and I don't want to tell him to do that, because he'll end up fucking it up, because that's not his game. Akanji is okay, but he's nowhere near the level of Stones and Laporte. And then you've got Walker, right? So you've got 3 players who don't really move the ball forward. This is why I'm saying, get Stones and Laporte back in rapid. People saying, Lewis, we need Diaz in there because he's a leader. I kind of get it. But what I'm saying is, I think that we need to sort of forget about that for now. And we need to focus on our build-up play. We need to focus on scoring goals. And then when the goals start coming...
Well, we need to focus on creating chances as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then when the goals start coming... then maybe you could look at maybe putting Diaz back in there if you need to still at that time. But you need to do that. Gundogan, Bernardo, these have never been mega prolific players. Gundogan's had a nice period at times, but he's never been a prolific player. Get Foden in there. Get Alvarez in there. I kind of disagree. I think we do kind of need to go all out attack, Dave. I think we just need to full send it, man. Create chances, get goals.
But then, like you say, though, the issue with all out attacking our side is that counter-attacks are our kryptonite.
They are, but right now, bro, they still are kryptonite, and we're not scoring. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, keep them as our kryptonite, because they're still our kryptonite right now. But at least if we're creating chances, we might be able to outscore the opposition. Roll up, says 4-4-2 with Haaland and Alvarez up top. We have a bunch of midfielders, but no real wingers anyway. Grealish and Mahrez are wide midfielders, not wingers. I don't necessarily disagree with that.
I don't mind that either. I don't mind that. I mean, it's at this point, it's worth trying it.
That's it, man.
It's worth trying it. Just to quickly finish this off then, Grealish, it's worth obviously mentioning that he had a really good game when he came on the pitch, obviously scored the goal. I was absolutely buzzing for him. It's such a shame that we ended up losing that game, because Grealish was actually sick. And he got an 8.6 from the Xtra Club. A very high rating, actually the highest rating. The only player to get a 10 rating by someone by the Xtra Club, like, I mean, in the whole scheme of things. But he got an 8.6, which I'm fine with that. I think he was really, really good yesterday. I'm buzzing for Grealish. I think someone said 4 goals and assists in 5 games now. That's sick form. And Pep, he got a 6.3. And the referee didn't get a single rating above 0. He got every single rating above, it was just 0, and that's correct, because he absolutely shit the bed.
Yeah. Fucking terrible. Absolutely
Terrible.
awful. There you go. Right, guys, we're going to wrap it up now because we've got the live watch along of Arsenal versus Tottenham. We've got the redirect on, I assume.
Redirect is
so
on.
Don't go anywhere. See you there, man. It's a massive, massive game. Come and join us. Big up Spurs, man. Come on, Spurs. We need a win here. See you in a few moments. In a bit.